Let's make it count.
I must practice tolerance. Next, GSL Season 3. Reversal.
So let it all burn down. I know you want it. So let it all burn down.
What's up, everybody? We're back here at GSL Code S. It's time to start the round of 8. And for one of the only days ever here in GSL, we're working on Tuesday. We also have another cast tomorrow, and then it's Korean Thanksgiving.
Yes.
So the whole round of 8 is going to be done in 2 days.
Yeah, today and
immediately.
tomorrow.
Yes.
So we are ripping right through there. And then a little bit of time off while we wait for that round of 4 as we finish up the last season of GSL this year.
That's right.
Starting to lock in those players for BlizzCon tasteless. The foreigners are all decided. It's time to decide some of these Koreans tonight.
Yeah.
We're going to eliminate a couple of them.
This is an especially important part of the tournament for WCS points here. So a lot of pressure. We do have TY, he's obviously, you guys know him as a great player, but he also is casting this season. So we have a funny situation where he's been casting most of the tournament, but he's been getting far enough in this. He's been casting less and less. So we have Sue casting with us today.
Yeah. Well, not with us, but with us.
He's with us in spirit.
Yeah. And, well, with us as a company, I guess.
So here's what the bracket looks like right now. Dark versus TY, Rogue versus Zest, Keen versus Trap, and Maru versus Ragnarok.
Yeah, and we are doing the left side right now tonight. Dark versus TY and Keen versus Trap. And then tomorrow night we'll be doing Rogue versus Zest and Maru versus Ragnarok. I mean, I said it before, the top part of the bracket looks like a round of 4. It's insane. And then the bottom looks like a round of 32 group. So it's kind of really funny, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm excited for Keen, especially today. I get happy for these guys when they've been playing for almost as long as the show's been going on, and then they finally reach a new milestone. In this case, Keen getting to the round of 8. I think Trap definitely the favorite there. Dark vs. TY is going to be interesting as well. Dark, just recently, as of late, has not been playing as well as we would have hoped. In GSL versus the World specifically, I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say, well, he just won GSL Tasteless, so
I was certainly not referencing that.
You need to jump over here head first.
In GSL versus the World, he underperformed. He was the captain of one of the teams. Got eliminated in the brackets early. Anyways, we got an interview, and then we're going to go into our match.
Hello everyone, welcome to GSL. So today we have the 4,000th game starting off today. And before we get into the 4,000th game, we're going to have a pre-game pre-match interview. And the current WCS Korean ranking #1 Dark is going up against TY today. And it's a phenomenal matchup today. Hello TY. Hello Dark. Okay, let's speak to Dark first. And Dark, you don't seem to have any type of jinx after winning the championship last season. And after looking at the round of 8 bracket, you said that you're really happy. So how are you feeling today? Well, I feel more comfortable than other players right now. Well, I feel like TY is easier compared to other players because I've never lost him before. Okay, now let's speak with TY. And TY, you made it here after 2 seasons. And you said that you had to go through a lot of experiments before facing off Dark. What do you think? Well, in the process of practicing, I've had several scrims with Rogue, and he helped me a lot. And I think he's the best Zerg right now, so no problem. And Dark seems so confident right now. Well, looking at the head-to-head record, he's clearly a lot ahead, so I'm a little scared. But I feel like Dark has a lot to lose compared to me. So as a perspective of challenger, I'm going to enjoy my game today. I think you guys are going to have quite contradicting mindsets today. Since Dark has already confirmed his spot in the BlizzCon, and TY is currently ranked 9th.
9위로 오늘 꼭
So
이어야
he needs
블리즈컨
to take the win today
가능성이
in order to go to
그만큼 좀
BlizzCon.
간절하실 것 같아요.
So you probably feel desperate, right?
한 만큼
Yes, that's
박명호
right.
선수를 이겨야만이 블리즈컨에 갈 수
So
있을
I'm gonna have to
자격이 있다고
beat
생각을
Dark
하고
to earn the qualification to
어차피 지금
BlizzCon.
이 순간 박명호 선수에게 지면은 블리즈컨에서 또 진다고 생각을
And
하기
if I
때문에
lose to
오늘
Dark,
경기가
I'm gonna lose in
서로에게 굉장히
BlizzCon
중요한
anyway.
하루가 될 것 같아요.
So I'm gonna just play with full
여러모로
confidence.
여유가 넘치실 것 같은데요. 오늘 좀 편한
And Dark, you seem
마음이신가요?
so comfortable today. How are you feeling?
저한테 잃을 게 많다고 하셨는데
Well, TY said I have lots to
걸린
lose,
거는 태양 형이 더 많거든요.
but I feel like
블리즈컨도
TY
걸려
actually
있고
has a lot to lose as
좀
well.
걸려 있는데 저는 뭐 너무 편하기 때문에
As for me, I'm just so
본 실력이 좀
comfortable,
나올 것 같아요.
and I think I can play with full performance
오늘
today.
또 다른 재미가 바로 해설이 어윤수
And
선수입니다.
another joy is that
선수와도 아주
the caster
특별한
right now in
인연이죠.
placement is Sue.
자기 좀 선배가 당연히 나를 응원하겠지
And
생각을
Sue
하고
was
계실
in the
것
same
같은데
team as
좀
Dark.
응원받고 오셨어요?
Did Sue cheer for you, Dark?
옛날이었으면은 받았을 텐데 아마
Well,
태양 형이 올라가면 올라갈수록
if it was
윤수
before,
형의 자리가 생기는 거
he probably would have
태양
rooted for me.
형을 것 같아요.
But since TY, if TY wins,
확실히
Sue
GSL
gets to keep
해설
casting,
동반자죠.
so I'm not sure.
어윤수 선수의 응원을 좀 받을 거라
Did
예상하시나요?
Sue cheer for you,
그렇죠.
TY?
아무래도 약간 운명 공동체의 느낌이
Yes,
있어서
that's right.
당연히 응원할 거라고
Sue
생각을
did,
하고
Sue's probably gonna cheer for me right now.
어제 새벽에 윤수 형이랑 연습을 굉장히 도움을 많이
And I
받아서
actually did get a lot of help from
확신하고
Sue
있습니다.
at midnight.
연락이 안 오고 그때 도와주고 계셨네요.
And yeah, Sue's been
그렇습니다.
screaming with TY
자, 오늘
apparently.
이 결승급 대진
And
많은
this
분들이
matchup
기대하고 있는
seems
매치업이기도
really,
한데요.
really hype.
마지막으로 서로에게 한마디
And
들어보겠습니다.
before we get into the actual
강대현
match,
선수?
would you like to send a message to each other?
항상 많이 져왔기 때문에
Well, I've lost to him
이번에
so many times.
진다고 크게 달라지지
And
않을
losing
거라고
this one, I
생각하고
don't think
마음을
it's gonna make
편하게
any
굉장히
difference.
먹고 왔어요. 그래서 지금 정말
So I came
재밌게
here
도전자의
with a really
입장으로
firm mindset.
우승자에게 한번 도전하고
So I'm
싶습니다.
gonna challenge
네,
the
우승자로서
king to his
전태양
throne.
선수의 도전을 받는데요. 마지막으로 한 말씀 해주시죠.
And Dark, you.
제가 15년도쯤인가 딱 한 세트 못 따가지고
In
블리즈컨을 못 갔거든요.
2015,
근데
I
진짜
couldn't go to
너무
BlizzCon because of one set.
화가 많이 났는데
So I was really angry at the
그런 걸
time.
생각하면 태양 형이 부담이 좀 많이 될 것
So
같아요.
I'm thinking of the time. I think
그래도
TY is gonna
기분
be
웃기게
quite
해주는
pressured today.
뜻인가요?
아니요. 가려면은 좀 이렇게 부담감을 가지고 해야 되지 않나.
You know, in order to qualify to BlizzCon, I think he's gonna have to put up
자,
a
이렇게
very
서로에게
good
훈훈한
performance.
한마디까지 들어봤는데요. 2019 마운틴 듀 GSL
And
시즌 3
2019 Mountain Dew
첫
GSL
번째
Codes
사강
Renovate.
진출자가 잠시 후면
Let's see
탄생합니다.
who comes
두
out
선수 모두
in this match.
상대 종족전 승률이
And the two
70%가
players actually
넘는데요.
boast around
강영우
70% win
선수의
rate in the
전선
CVT
경기
matchup.
본격적으로 시작하겠습니다.
So let's kick off the match.
I'm excited for this one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who do you think takes it, Artosis?
Well, I think Dark takes it, but I do want to point out that we still have Super Tournament too, so this is not actually TOI's last chance if he does end up losing. There's a possibility that a good showing in Super Tournament 2 could get him to BlizzCon as well.
Well, there might also be something we don't know. Maybe he's agreed to cast all of Super Tournament. I actually don't know. I would assume not, but I mean, I would assume he still has a shot, but if Super Tournament's only 4 days,
yeah, I kind of.
it would probably depend on the availability of Sue. I don't know, but if he's saying
the thing is, they go way down the rabbit hole for casters. We'll go all the way to SOS if we have to. You know, it doesn't matter. So
it's true.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about that. Just saying. But yeah, looking at this, I think that Dark is favored going in right now. I think in general, Zerg versus Terran is a little bit on the Zerg side, and we're seeing that kind of play out, but TY is such a smart player. I want to see what he brings. The thing is, his style is generally a little bit slower. He's not as sharp a TVZ player in the early and mid game like Amaru or an Innovation. He's more someone who will grind you out over the long term, and that's very difficult in the current metagame. So I want to see like what TY has brought here today, because I think he has to approach Dark in a different way than he normally plays his TVZs, if that makes sense.
Well, he's had plenty of time to prepare. Sue and TY, what is it, moonlighting, meeting at midnight to come up with builds and strategies.
Yeah.
It's going to be cool to see how this game goes. Again, Dark ranked #1 in WCS, but did just, I should say, has just now come back from a disappointing showing in GSL versus the World here to redeem himself, here to win a GSL Code S again. But TY, you know, I mean, he's a caster. I mean, those guys are really good.
Well, we're going to see about that in a moment, basis.
How good can they be?
Yeah.
Map 1 is on Thunderbird, and that is just loaded up. So let's start our best of 5
Fight
now. There it is, 4,000.
Whoa!
Does this mean the world ends? What happens now?
Gosu Crew, Dark.
4,000 matches.
4,000.
In each match.
Is it just GSL Code S, right? Or are we counting everything?
I don't know if we count super tournaments or not. I would imagine we count first 3 seasons because they were basically the same thing.
Splice, TY.
Yeah, I don't know. What if someone goes through and counts and realizes that someone made up this number? Like someone in the Freaka TV office was given the task to count how many matches there have been, and they got lazy, and they're like, it's probably like 3,700.
Like, there's only been 1,600 matches. We're like, oh, we probably should have checked that. It felt like 4,000 at this point in time for how long we've been doing this.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I mean, I am interested to see what TY brings. Not as much with Dark. You know, are we going to go into very long games? Is he going to bring out more mech or bio? If he has to go to that late game, what style is he going to utilize there?
Lots of people in the studio today, despite the weather being post-apocalyptic outside. Thank you for coming down, guys. It's been wet, it's been rainy, it's been dark in Seoul lately.
It's dark in the studio too.
Nice.
The lights are off, tasteless. And Dark's playing. So, looks like a very fast third command center here for TY. So he's going to go into a highly economic build, 2 open, getting just the Reaper, no factor or anything. Or, no, I'm sorry, I'm so crazy right now. I wasn't looking at the screen for a minute. That is a regular command center. I was like, wow, that's the fastest third I've ever seen.
The third's like, before a second even.
That doesn't even make sense. I know. Anyways, yeah, I mean, Thunderbird is kind of the big macro map right now. See a lot of longer games here. Was this the map where we saw Maru, with the mass nuke Thor type strat, right? Against Ragnarok?
Yeah, I believe
was it against Ragnarok? No, it was against Solar, I believe.
Yeah, against Solar, driving him back.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to go into a game that long. I feel like TY is not going to be able to have the stamina to take on Dark, who is so good at Supreme late game, you know?
Well, TY, in my opinion, for the longest time, until Maru really stepped up and became the god of Terran, I think he was actually the best late game TVZ for years. He was phenomenal at it. It's just late game TVZ is hard right now. Oh, for certain, I think he was much better late game than Innovation.
Really?
Yes. Like, the thing is, Innovation, like, I think that people's assessment of what Innovation is good at is actually wrong a lot of the time. Like, he's so good mechanically, but being good mechanically makes you a god at things like timing attacks, not necessarily at complex tactical army movement late game, right? Those are two very, very different things, and that's what TY specifically is very good at.
Yeah, tactically, he always had the best. Well, he always set up the best positions for really good tactics. Does that make sense? It wasn't just that he tactically was very good. He knew how to bring the game into a position where he could actually utilize that.
Yeah, and the way he rotates his armies around, he makes very, very smart moves later in the game.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so it's weird because Dark mentioned that TY hadn't beaten him. I mean, when you look at it, the style of TY is he wants to get into that later game, and Dark is a player that is also actually very good at the late game.
Do you think Terrans have to approach this matchup the way that Protoss have started to lately in the meta, where a lot of Protoss say we're actually trying to avoid late game? Should Terrans be doing the same? Because we've seen a lot of Terrans welcome the late game, and then Broodling Infestor is just way better. I mean, Terran have tools, but it seems like, at least on the Zerg side, whether it's the way the units operate or the skill of the players, they're certainly exchanging their armies, getting a lot more value than the Terrans are. So, I mean, would it be worth perhaps Terran trying to do more timing-specific things or do more cheesy stuff? Or
yeah, I think that's how the metagame should shift right now for the Terrans that actually want to win their matches against these very top-of-the-world Zergs. That's just my opinion. We'll see if that turns out to be the case. TY right now, though, he's going into Battle Mech. So, kind of an interesting choice from him. Not something I really think of when I think of TY. Like, I do think of his mech, but Battle Mech is specifically not as much, as it's slightly one-dimensional. but I kind of appreciate that he's going into it, no BCs or anything.